What are you doing?
We're
VR?
doing combat training to be the next John Wicks because we are super slaying lava people. Thoughts? Pretty
It's
accurate?
insane. It literally was. I was like tactical rolling to the side and like John Wick, a gun in each hand, shooting at the same time.
You're actually moving that much with the VR on?
You can be if you know your boundaries.
Okay.
Also, when you shoot somebody and then the gun slow-mo comes to you and you grab it midair and shoot somebody right after that, feels so rewarding. Feels so crisp and clean.
Wait, this is a shooting game?
Yeah,
It's not like a boxing game or a punching game?
There is that as well, but we were playing super hot.
Oh,
super.
I got to play that.
Well,
Well,
you know,
Well,
like,
if you
there's
hadn't been
there's
3 hours
time.
late, Mark.
There's no time, Mark. You've lost your turn.
no, that was Brick's fault for seeing the movie today, but
We even
should
kept
assume that.
Oh yeah, because you definitely would have been here early.
I was so happy when Brick was like, I need to still see the movie. I woke up, I was so hungover. I got home at like 5 o'clock last night and I went back to sleep till like 2:30.
What the fuck were you doing until 5 o'clock last night?
Well, I'm out in Chicago and it takes like 30 minutes to get home now. So
So you were out at a bar until 4:30.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
They close at 4, so you had a half hour getting a cab.
I watched
hailing
them
a cab.
turn on the lights at Tao. I didn't even know that was possible. I was like,
How old are you? You just told me you were a grown up.
And you
Staying at Tao until 4 in the morning is not a grown up thing to do.
4:30 in the morning, and also
I was drinking old fashions though. Very grown up.
You're a monster. Everything about you is terrible. He's just brought this loud ass toy down.
Oh
here.
my God, he's got a Mr. Hedgie too. Moose has a Mr. Hedgie. Let
At
me see
least
it.
look into the camera.
Look at that Mr. Hedgie.
How is Moose adjusting to the new house?
Dude, he is just on edge.
to the yard.
His hair is permanently standing up on his back at all times.
Why'd you give it back to him?
I don't know. He'll get.
He's a
Remy
pushover.
plays
Oh
with
man,
something.
here's this super loud toy.
Remy plays with
I'm gonna
something
leave this
for-
in charge with you.
Seriously,
all right?
he plays with something for 10 seconds and he's like, I don't fucking care about this anymore.
I have a feeling now he's going to play with it for
Same
2 hours
your
straight.
attitude with this podcast.
Well, he's you with VR games is like, fuck it, I need another one. I need a new toy.
Yeah, well, they're all so damn cheap. It's insane. There's like games that are $6 on there that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll explore the oceans.
Yeah, but if you buy 30 of them, it's not cheap anymore.
Depends on what you get.
I see
'Cause
you
there's
trying
also-
to, you doing
No.
mental gymnastics to try and justify this.
Yeah, you have 2 weeks and 2 hours to play it. So if you don't play it within that time frame, you don't play 2 hours of the game within 2 weeks, you can return it for full refund. No questions asked.
Through Steam?
Through Oculus Rift.
Okay.
When you're playing
That's
with,
why I have no problem just like being like, plus it's $6. See ya.
do you ever put like a Fitbit on or an Apple Watch while you're playing and see how many like calories you're burning?
No, I don't care that much.
Because with like remember Wii boxing, you
yeah.
get done and you just be sweating dicks.
The first couple times I played this game, I kind of like loosened up after I played for half an hour.
He loosened up a little too much because Frankenstein over here bashed the ceiling like 3 times.
I did.
And as
Did
he's
you,
as he's
you hit
hitting
your
it-
hand on the ceiling?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because he's bashing people, guns flying over his head, and he's in this virtual reality where there's like a pool table in front of him, and he's got all this space ahead of him, douche banging on the ceiling. I go up there, and I'm talking to drunk Erica, sober Erica, because she's
Very sick.
very sick and ill. But as we're talking, we just hear this giant thud, and we just hear Smithers go, "I'm okay." Just like, all right. But it's something.
You don't
else.
have to jump, do you?
No.
No.
Okay.
I don't.
A lot of
Can
ducking. I don't know, because it
Seems like they wouldn't design an indoor type video game for you to be able to jump. It is probably
not
not
a good
conducive.
video game unless yeah. So no jumping. A lot of dodging and ducking behind things.
A lot of dipping, dodging, ducking, diving.
dodging again.
Duck
Yeah.
and dodge.
Excellent.
and dodge. I after the first time I played it, I felt like that scene from Step Brothers where Dale comes in and is like, "Why are you sweating?" He's like, "I was watching Cops. Yeah, I was playing VR."
Yeah.
So it's the same type of shit.
slaying lava people for high scores.
Yeah. Brick, you're back in town until
The
Thursday. So
Second of
Do you have a wedding or something, you said?
yeah, I'm back for a wedding on the 9th.
Oh, shit. You're only going to go back to Colorado for a couple days?
Yeah.
are you enjoying your time back in Chicago?
Yeah, the weather's actually not actually trash.
The weather.
Honestly, I don't want to bring up the weather, but
Somehow
usually
we got
it's-
back to it, even after we said we weren't going to do that.
I know. I just have to say, weather's actually not super trash for the day after Christmas or whatever.
It was 60 degrees.
60 degrees out.
insane.
Buffalo Grove
That's all I'll
Golf
say.
Course, where my dad works, they had 106 like foursomes.
Yeah.
That day.
I drove past.
It's ridiculous.
106.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't remember which one I
It's like
drove
the
past.
busiest day of the year was in December for them.
I mean, it makes sense.
They were probably short staffed too.
Everybody
Gotta
knew it was
imagine.
coming. It is like nobody's golfed in a month. Everybody's off work. It's, yeah, might as well. I drove past a couple courses where at like the first hole, like you could see people waiting to tee off, and I was like, I fucking wish.
Yeah.
Right?
I was actually working, but I did get to wash my car, which felt really nice because I was just covered in salt.
Did you guys get any sweet nerd gear or anything for the holidays?
I mean, you saw my. Obviously, this is a leading question.
Yeah, no, the Simpsons recreations of you and Erica with the little
Yeah, go grab
Chumpcast
it.
logos and Remy.
Let me see that shit.
So my mother-in-law got it for me.
thoughtful. She would be great at giving gifts.
Well, she saw me in Universal Studios when I went to literal Springfield and
my
like
God,
walked
your
into Moe's
eyes
Tavern. She saw
lit
like
up.
actual happiness in my eyes.
I
for the
saw
first.
it briefly when you were in the VR and you killed somebody with like 2 daggers or something. You're just like, ha, like the sinister laugh that you have.
Yeah, but it's a picture of me with Erica and Remy. They did a spot-on job of Remy, and there's a Chumpcast logo.
He looks like a
So-
little doofus dog. It's great.
He is a little
Remy
dude,
is
so-
spot on.
But you see the Chumpcast logo in the background.
Did a little bit.
You know, like the Simpsons house. It's the couch where normally there's like a picture of a sailboat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really thoughtful gift, and I really appreciate it. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
No, I got a weighted blanket. Those things are dope.
yeah, I think aren't they for like supremely autistic kids or something?
I don't know. Are they? They probably help because they actually feel like you're getting hugged 1,000 times at all times.
I have a wife for that.
Exactly. But
You
yeah,
have Khaleesi.
I know she's great. She's not. She only does it at night. She doesn't. She likes to have her space.
Fair. I tried to buy Remy a weighted blanket because he has super anxiety.
Right.
Didn't fit him. He's just a big dumb idiot.
Oh yeah, mine's just like a giant, comfortable blanket. It's the
Yeah.
best.
I also bought a Switch for Erica. I
Really?
caved. She's been talking about it forever, and especially she started getting sick, and I was like, I
This was
didn't.
just after.
What
Christmas?
games? Pokemon?
No, I bought her Mario
Mario
Party,
Party?
and she loves Mario Party.
I know, great.
That's
But
sweet.
that's the one player game you get her is a Mario Party game.
You mean like the single player game, or
Like, she said she only had one game. She said.
yeah? Well, I just got it like 2 days ago. Okay.
Smithers gets
Here
her
we
the
go.
Switch without any games.
Because I was gonna let her borrow mine. Would have brought it not home.
I'm sorry, I forgot. Well, now you can take it home and play it on the flight.
He gets her a Nintendo DS.
You're going to be
She's like,
sitting.
This won't even work.
You're going to be sitting on the flight in your VR gear.
Exactly.
Like
oh
moving
yeah,
a-
solo. I can play it in the stationary mode and just like hit. My passengers would love me. I'm definitely center seat. Just
Yes,
donk,
great.
donk.
Yeah, so I bought a Switch. That's nerd gear, right? Everything
Yeah.
else was like socks. Actually, I got nerdy socks, so I guess that counts.
Even better, double dipping.
Did you get her like the new version of the Switch? The
light?
yeah.
No,
What
it doesn't connect to a TV.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's weak.
stupid.
If it did, I probably would have because it's $100 cheaper. But I just didn't see the point. Like it's nice to have it portable, but also I want to be able to hook it to a TV.
That's the good part about it. Is
So-
it's not just a portable. It's not just a Game Boy. You have
Yeah.
the opportunity to have it on the big chump monster
Exactly. And I am gonna buy The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
because you're fully obsessed and
For
the
immersed
Switch?
in the lore.
It's honestly, that's what got me was the lore. I'm already
We are all witnesses.
reading, aka listening to the audiobook.
Same.
The first one.
The Blood Elves.
Is it good?
It's yes.
Okay.
How far are you?
I think I'm like chapter 3 or 4.
You're about. I'm in 4.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna dive fully into this. Like I started reading way more about this than I needed to.
How is the voice of the narrator?
It's good. He's British.
Okay.
Which is all you really need.
Right. It sounds, oh my God. It sounds exactly like the lighthouse keeper from Rick and Morty. I can't get that out of my head.
I hadn't
Open.
made that connection, but
You're going to be so pissed now that you hear it. Open.
damn.
Midday, lady has her heel stuck in a grate. Just like the worst voice ever.
I just
Like-
realized that I should probably post in our Discord that we are live.
Okay, so we pontificate while you do that?
I'm actually
Please
going to
do.
do that for Instagram too.
Okay, so I guess I'll pontificate while you guys both do that. So while I was on my trip to America from Italy, I
Jesus.
have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just pontificating about nothing at this point. Just type faster, guys, or we can cut this out because I got nothing to say.
What
we
what
are
have you
still
been doing
live.
in Colorado? Have you been doing any outdoor activities or
Oh my
anything
God!
fun?
Are you going to ask about the weather next? You fucking
Well,
dork.
the weather's been great in Colorado. It always is. The sun's always shining. Blah blah blah. No, I've not been doing outdoor stuff. I'm just trying to. Still, like, not comfortable to go on hikes and go to higher spots. You know, you could, but I'm just not.
You're
gonna do
scared.
Some winter.
You're just
some
scared.
winter heights. Yeah, I could climb to the top of the mountains with ice picks and stuff. Just don't think it's in my wheelhouse at the moment. I want to go skiing and snowboarding. Actually, that's one thing I need to get back into.
Have you ever gone skiing or snowboarding?
No, I need to.
And you live in Colorado.
I just moved out there. Yes.
You've been there for a year now.
I didn't have expendable funds to go on ski trips, unfortunately, while I was out there looking for a job. But now that I got one, I actually can be on there. Hitting the slopes. I think I actually got a snowboard for Christmas too.
You think
it
you
was
got
like-
a snowboard? You don't remember if you did or not?
No,
You just got so many presents.
Ryan gave me one. He's like, yeah, I have an extra one now that I just got a new one. Do you want it? So I haven't seen it yet.
So it was like one of those things where you thought he was going to give it to you, but it's not like 100% set in stone yet. Like,
No, it's just like he didn't have it like with him
oh,
at the moment, but he's got the same size shoe, same size boot, and same board. So now I can actually go do it without having to go get gear. You know, getting the gear would have been half the problem.
Was he drunk when he told you could have it?
No, super sober.
I have an issue where I drunkenly promise people things.
Right, like what?
Well, the Switch for Erica. Because it was Christmas
Then
Day,
you
we
had to
came home and she
cave.
started getting sick, and I was like, "I'll just fucking buy you one."
Yeah.
I had just taken third in my fantasy football league, so I was I was getting
There's
money
little
anyway.
bonus funds for a Switch.
Exactly.
Plus, you quietly wanted it a little bit.
Obviously,
bit.
Obviously,
A little bit.
Yeah, of course.
I'll let you borrow Zelda. Whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, Erica's grandpa. I think it was Thanksgiving. I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to buy some new computer monitors. You can have my old ones." Didn't end up buying new computer monitors, so now I just owe him a couple computer monitors.
is he waiting on them?
He mentioned it again at Christmas, and I was like, "Oh yeah."
I meant
You
next
actually do.
Christmas.
You do need to upgrade these. These are ready. They're ready.
They're fine.
They're fine.
They're 1080. They're IPS. I bought a mount arm for both of them, so it'll get them off my desk, which will be nice. But I'm not like I was looking at stuff, and it's all G-Sync is all like at least $250 a piece, and I need two of them, and I wasn't ready to make that dive.
You should have bought on Black Friday. There were some fantastic
They still
deals.
like nothing I saw was that great, honestly.
Yeah, I got a pretty bitchin' curved monitor. Curved monitors are pretty dope, right, Mark?
They are really
Yeah.
dope.
What year is it? 2014.
They're really dope, especially if you put two together and it's just like a full half circle.
Not even. I have a 32-inch flat, and then it curves on my desk on the corner with a curved monitor. So
It's like the Nike symbol, kind of. Yeah.
actual Nike symbol. I
Like looking
swooshed my
from above?
desk.
Just do it.
I swooshed my desk. Amazing.
How'd you do in fantasy this year?
Trash because, first of all, no one cares. But Barkley and Kamara both had injuries at separate times, which got me to get cucked out of points, which got me out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
But then
so-
I absolutely crushed it in the playoffs. Classic.
You know what we can talk about is the bet that I made with Wilpo.
Will Poe, who's going to be on the episode next week. We need to talk about our D&D characters.
He's going to be on our D&D stream tomorrow.
Exactly. Oh,
And
yeah. Tomorrow. Holy
He's
crap.
a big Minnesota Vikings fan. Obviously, we've talked about I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. Derek is in the chat in our Discord channel that we talk on, and he's a Bears fan, but nobody took him seriously.
Yeah, he can dearly.
He was like, "Yeah, we're
Balls.
definitely going to win the North," and like this was before
I
the
agreed
season
with him
started.
too, because Leak's the man.
He is the man, but also he just follows a bad football team.
Same.
And the bet that Will and I had was that the loser has to get a Brazilian wax.
So if he has any butt hair at all,
He told me that he was going to take one of the strips and wear it as a mustache in support of Aaron Rodgers. So if he shows up here with butt hair tomorrow, we're going to have words.
and without a mustache,
It's on site with that motherfucker.
hopefully he comes in character, full Brazilian butt.
I'm in for that.
I was scared shitless watching that game. I was trying to set up the question for you to ask me is how did my team do? I actually won the championship. But anyways,
No big deal.
No big deal. Thanks for asking, by the way.
No problem. Nobody cares.
I know. So I was up 12 points, I think. No, I was up like 20 points.
Yo, Ryan, what's up, dude? How you doing?
I was up
How's
20
the
points.
weather in Chicago?
And Bailey was.
Speaking of which, Dreams
I
is in
fucking
the
hate
chat.
you guys.
And he asked, what is our New Year's plan? Do we have any resolutions? I would say that we stop talking about Mark's fantasy football team. That's resolution number
Because
one.
I'm a winner.
Good start.
Only person. that
You don't even
wins.
draft your own team, you idiot.
I won. No.
Rashid won your league.
Nope.
Okay.
I picked McCaffrey. He's like, do you want to get Sammy Watkins or McCaffrey? He's like, I'm getting Watkins. I said,
What?
Well, guess
No.
what?
First of all,
Picking up McCaffrey.
no one is in the scenario where you're going to draft either Sammy Watkins or Christian McCaffrey.
What are you talking about?
They're not anywhere near each other.
Draft 0. Yeah, you're a fruit
You just
loop
completely
dingus.
exposed yourself as a fraud.
Yeah.
All right,
gonna
it
look
wasn't
back-
Watkins. It was fucking the other guy.
Tyreek Hill,
The other guy, yeah.
You're a boner.
So-
you're a
sounds like a real champion. Brick, do you have a New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution would have to be, you know what? Get a New Year's resolution for 2021.
You got plenty of time.
I think I might be able to get that solved.
Okay.
Maybe we'll come back next year and see if it comes through.
Mark, I would like for you to resolve to be on time. Just once.
There was no set time for today. I'm done talking about it. I was not late. If you would have said we're starting at this time, I would have been here.
Wow,
But
somebody's crabby.
there was never an established time.
You know what? Honestly, I'm not that mad about it because we got to play VR for like 2 hours.
It was sick. It was raw.
It was really sick.
I'm mad about it
Unfiltered
either.
fun. It was unfiltered fun. It was amazing.
One of my goals is actually to play more tabletop games,
Yes.
which is a super easy goal. I would like to get a regular game night going. Actually, talk to your wife about this, Mark, because I know that you can't schedule anything, and you'll
You
just be
would
late
need
anyways,
to
even
talk
if it's at your house.
to Will Poe about it.
Yeah.
I went over to his house probably 2 days ago, and it was me and the Porter brothers, which is
Phil and Will
four.
and their mom Jill and their dad Bill.
No, Andy. And we had a group of 5 people going. We had some great. We played through 4 or 5 different games, and it was actually a lot of fun.
Nice.
So board games are plenty over at the Porterhouse.
Yeah.
So if you
Porterhouse, the Porterhouse,
the Porterhouse,
beautiful. Good
yeah,
name.
yeah. We have a Disney villainous game. It's called Villain.
I saw that. No, I saw
I
that at
played it.
Ace Comic Con.
I played it.
They had it set up, and it was. I wanted to buy that for Erica actually.
It's actually pretty fun. I played it one time. One person didn't know how to play at all. We all didn't know it. It was our first time playing, so we kind of had to figure it out. The classic first game of a board game,
Of course.
you know. But I think there is opportunity there, which is pretty cool. So each villain has their own individual goals. As in, like Jafar has all of the Aladdin kingdoms. There's like 4
Obviously.
different there, and then there's a couple different other villains that you can choose from: Maleficent, Ursula, Captain Hook. So they all have their own little goals, and you can choose to move on the map, and that allows you to do certain moves in the game. So you can add heroes to the villain's little levels, as in if you pick up a hero, you can be like, oh, I'm going to play Aladdin at Jafar, and now Jafar has to like pick up cards and try and have his goons defeat Aladdin, or else his goal is like not being obstructed. So it's like the villains are plotting against each other while having to deal with their own heroes at the same time. So it's a weird little power dynamic that it was actually pretty fun to play though.
If you had to compare it, like, was it based on an established game before this?
I couldn't put one up against it, honestly.
Okay.
More of it's like a deck building game.
Okay.
And you get to kind of just choose through a couple different scenarios. And there's different levels, or the different like nameplates and stuff all allow you to do different things in the game. So each character has their own specific strategies, which is it's cool in that regard. And just having the heroes kind of intervene.
Sure.
And just like trip up all the other people. It's a lot of fun to, you see everyone's goals and stuff. We should try it out. I'll probably play it around a little bit.
Sick. Mark, are you at all nervous for our D&D game tomorrow?
No, why? I have a winning record. I'm going to win.
Have you played before?
I know it's a role playing game.
So
I was
you have
joking.
you have
Jesus
so you're
Christ.
0-0.
Mark's going to show up
You
and
can
be
lose.
like, I'm trying to think of something stupid that Mark would say, like something like Sammy Watkins and Christian McCaffrey would be drafted next to each other.
It's
But
DeAndre
One
Hopkins.
and two.
Whatever.
1 and 2.
It's DeAndre Hopkins. I picked McCaffrey. I made the pick of the year, grabbing him.
okay,
Stud.
It's all right, dude.
don't get angry, man. We rib each other sometimes. I know that you're sleepy and you're hungover.
So hungover.
You're a champion.
Such a little bitch.
You're a champion. What's next? News to us. Boop.
Sometimes it takes me a second to find the drops.
I can appreciate that. I have patience. I've learned from Mark experiences.
I don't think you do have any patience.
I have no patience.
The guy is drunk.
Okay, let's talk some news.
I'm so tired.
We got. I'm okay if you're tired, but just don't be crabby. Get a beer.
Get a
I got one
beer.
right here for you.
Crack it.
I don't need
for
a
him.
beer.
Yes, you do.
Fucking good.
No, you're not, man. You're not good.
Good.
You're bad, actually.
No, I'm good.
I have this beer here. I'm gonna. You're welcome. I love you, man.
Can you level him up right now? You just took a sip. Can you level him up? And if we need to get a level up, you can do it later, right?
I need to give you access to the board, and you have every idea under the sun. And you're just like, just do it. It's fine. You're quote unquote the ideas man, but you just there is no doer for it.
Exactly. You guys are the doers for it.
Well, you suggest it in the middle of a podcast, and then I.
Usually, can't you just, once you're editing it, can't you just be like,
Dude, I edit this with like one ear listening and the other hungover and watching football on a Sunday.
yeah, I figured you have enough brain capacity to remember like the specific, especially if it's, do you not listen to it? What do you listen to it on 2x speed like you want?
No,
on
I don't
Netflix
fast
movies?
forward it actually, but I can just kind of, especially, it's so much simpler. Nobody cares about this,
New
but
Year's
it's so much
resolution,
simpler.
Yeah, no audio talk. We're fine.
It's a lot easier when
New Year's
everybody's
resolution,
here.
no audio talk.
And
We're
you're
fine.
not,
New Year's
when
resolution.
you start recording your own audio,
New Year's
that's when
resolution.
it gets complicated.
Okay. New Year's resolution, no audio talk.
And then I got to
No
take
audio
care of the
talk.
dog and yeah, whatever. Anyways, a little bit of news this week, not too much because we have 2 reviews to get through.
Okay.
So we're going to try and not make this 2 hours long.
Oh, you saw 1917 or whatever it
I
was?
did
No,
not.
I thought we were going to talk about The Witcher. Fine, I'll talk about The Witcher.
Oh, I haven't finished The Witcher. I never thought we established that.
I didn't know we were talking about The Witcher.
Okay, well, I'll talk about The
We
Witcher.
should do a
then.
bonus episode for The Witcher tomorrow while we have the people there.
It's
Later. Never mind.
going to be like a 6-hour campaign.
Hey, guys, can you stay an extra 2 hours and just let us talk about The Witcher?
Seriously.
Well, they don't have
Be
to
the
stay.
audience.
We could do it.
I just want to talk about it because I'm super into it right now.
It's
Don't
a hype
spoil
beast.
it.
Oh. Okay. Trailers, though. So,
This is connected to that. You probably shouldn't put your feet on there.
idiot.
What do you mean? I'm
Wasn't it
good.
gonna-
You're in a recliner. Why don't you just recline the chair?
Because the recliner is going to hit the table. And I'm going to do that.
Dude, I can't fucking take you anywhere.
Let's go.
So there was a new trailer for Sonic where they are absolutely trying to cash in on Baby Yoda by introducing Baby Sonic. Mark, can you do your Japanese impression?
The Japanese impression.
That's not at all what it is.
Yeah, that was kind of like
That was a mid. You mid it.
That was
You
like
did
a
mid
Witcher.
one.
That was like
Gerald.
a Japanese Jason Statham.
Okay. Well, let's hear your other impression.
He's a baby Sonic.
They say a bunch of Japanese things, and then at the end, oh, baby, a Sonica.
Yeah.
And they're really trying to cash in on this reanimation stuff for Sonic. They made it not horrible.
Well,
To
now they have a whole bunch of money that they need to recoup.
No,
So
they
That's
just want
true,
to
too.
make a bunch of plush dolls of baby Sonic.
yeah,
It's a money
It's just
grab.
small Sonic, though.
merchandising.
You can't. The brilliant thing about Baby Yoda was they didn't release it until Baby Yoda. It literally existed on The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And then they waited even weeks after that before they released merchandise and stuff.
I thought it was a terrible idea, actually. Nobody got anything before Christmas. It was just...
I don't think honestly.
that's
I don't
true.
think they're
saw a
going to
bunch
sell
of stuff.
less merch because it waited until after. I think they're still going to sell a shitload of it.
Yeah,
Now everyone has that extra Christmas money that they're going to be like, oh, you want a Baby Yoda now? Okay, now everything's on sale. Whatever.
but also, yeah, the hype has died down.
I don't think so, man. The
I think
memes are
so.
still there for sure.
The memes are there, but not to the extent that they were the first week that the show was out.
The Werner Herzog, I would like to see the baby, like
Yeah.
or the child or whatever. That was the memes that came out of The Mandalorian. I can't think of a source for more memes that I've seen in 2019.
Yeah, they're plowing through them. every other meme I see in the Discord.
Did you guys finish the last episode?
I did.
I thought
did
the
not.
beginning was just genius.
I didn't
That
see it.
was some of the best, like with the stormtroopers, and they're just like
Missing
their dialogue. Yeah, I thought that was.
Grab me one way.
I've never seen anything like that in Star Wars, and I just thought it was so clever. And
by the way, those two actors were Jason Sudeikis.
really, okay,
And
I recognize
I'm
Sudeikis.
blanking on the guy's name from Happy Endings. It was a sitcom. Shit, hang on. I'm going to pull this up. But, Mark, give me, was it worth it for the last episode? Like, do you think it tied everything in a bow nicely? Or
I don't think it tied it in a bow nicely, but I don't think it was trying to. I think it was setting up,
season 2?
more of this Mandalorian story. Yeah, season 2, exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a really long time, which the same is true of The Witcher. It really sucks. By the way, the Jason Sudeikis one is the one that fake punches Baby Yoda.
Oh, yeah.
So he was the asshole. Fuck, I can't find this guy's name.
Didn't he actually punch the Baby Yoda while it was in the?
Yeah, but
was in the little
the
bag or
baby's
whatever?
fine. Okay, Adam Pally is the guy's name. He's another famous comedian. If I showed you a picture, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's that fucking guy."
Turn the computer.
Sure. This is great content.
Curious.
No, the plush dolls I think are hideous. They could have done a better job.
100% that guy.
Exactly that guy.
I knew the guy you were talking about when you said happy endings.
Yeah, the funny one on Happy Endings.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I like that show.
That got us way off track. But this is kind of news. We didn't have a trailer to watch for it, but kind of MIA has been the New Mutants trailer.
Boo.
The movie was done. The movie was
like a year ago,
It was
right?
done like a year and a half ago.
It was supposed to release last April.
This movie cannot be good at all, right?
It depends on how much of it they reshot. Because Disney completely bought out Fox and they were like, this is shit. We're going to shoot everything over again. It's got a good cast.
So they put more money into it, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like
But
Disney money, Disney bucks.
correct.
Mickey Mouse money.
Correct.
Maisie Williams in it, right?
Maisie Williams,
They got everybody back still. For
Cokehead from Stranger Things.
from Stranger Things.
The cokehead from Stranger Things. Come on,
Yeah, I don't. There's only one of them.
the photographer kid, the weirdo.
The one who got arrested
Jonathan?
Yeah,
for
Jonathan.
the one who got arrested for coke.
Oh, he got
the
in
airport.
RL?
Yes,
Real life?
In real life,
That's why
yes.
that's why he has dark circles under his eyes all the time and shit.
Oh,
He's been on a 5-year bender.
that's actually hilarious. Okay, wow.
So, anyways, New Mutants though, we're getting a trailer for this in January, meaning that we might actually eventually see this someday. Last we heard, this was coming April 2020, so maybe they're still on that track. I mean, it has to be so close to being done.
How many times are you gonna believe them until they keep?
Look, man, I watched a trailer for this, and it was interesting. Like, I'm not saying it was going to be Oscar worthy or whatever, but
PG-13 or R?
I think it was PG-13.
Yeah.
Especially since Disney took over, it's probably going to be PG-13, but it can still be like you've seen decent PG-13 horror even this year.
What was it?
We saw Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
I like that movie a lot.
Okay.
I didn't like it a lot, but it was good. It was good enough.
Okay.
I'm blanking on other things. I didn't really prepare for this argument, but
Sure.
also it's the X-Men, and it's a story that I know and love, so I just figured
Was Ready or Not
no,
PG-13?
no,
No.
Okay.
definitely not.
That ending scene.
I liked that movie though.
I saw it. I eventually saw it.
I thought it was
made me.
pretty good.
That was
for a movie where I had zero expectations.
Is that the update of 2019?
So when we do the Chump Academy Awards next month, we need to do the surprise movie of 2019.
We should call it the Update Award.
It's good call. Upgrade.
Upgrade Award.
Yeah.
Grader.
Should I save our top 9 for no? I
Yeah,
don't
you should.
You can post that.
Maybe post it as a little hype thing,
Okay.
just so that we can get the Chump Academy.
Tell us where we got it wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. More news. Brick, I just listened to you watch this horrible trailer. Ludacris fights Terry
Luda.
Crews in a modern day John Henry movie. I assume you both know the story of John Henry.
I don't.
Okay.
Wasn't he like a lumberjack or something?
He was a railroad worker.
Okay.
So the thing was, somebody invented a machine that was going to replace humans on the railroad
Okay, I
forever
remember
ago.
this. Yeah.
And it was, doing it so much faster than everybody. And then John Henry showed up, and John Henry actually beat the machine that was supposed to take everybody's job.
Amazing.
That's the story. That's the original John Henry
Okay,
story.
so you have to be just a giant Jacktotron person.
Yes.
Terry Crews, and then you could take on the robots, is what
Yes.
they're saying.
Yeah.
He had a very Walking Tall feel in the trailer, and I don't know how I feel about Ludacris's golden.
Was he supposed to be a robot?
jawline.
Ludicrous?
No.
Are you sure?
I don't think so, but he does. He carries the sledgehammer and everything.
so
Like that's
stupid.
It's so John Henry. It just, I don't get it. I don't
get it.
understand the appeal for this. It looks
Terry Crews being a mega bamf and destroying robots with sledgehammers. What's not the appeal?
just make more Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That's fair too. He's a funny dude.
He's hilarious.
He also looks like he could be a total badass that you would be super intimidated by like that Walking Tall feel with The Rock. He can definitely embody that type of character, and I'm down for that.
What's the last serious role that Terry Crews has played?
Boy, I don't
None?
remember. I was telling Brick before, we didn't know this, but I said Minneapolis, but I'm sorry, I said Minnesota. He actually played for the Rams
Oh,
in the early 90s. He was a linebacker because, of course, he was.
obviously, definitely has a linebacker build.
Giant neck.
Humongo.
So, I mean, he's obviously monstrous. Oh, shit. We got more people in the chat. Sheets is in there. What's up, Sheets?
You can't pull up the you want to see the audio? Is that why?
No, I can probably pull it up. How do you do that in here? I still fucking hate Streamlabs, by the way.
Is it that little bar to the right, the little arrow? Well, that's
This?
no. Up.
Oh,
right there.
Oh, good call. Yep,
There
here it
you
is.
go.
It's
All right.
still super tiny, but sure.
That's
Cool.
doable.
Sheet says, don't turn on the bowl game. Yes, absolutely true, because I saw the score at halftime.
LSU.
Yeah, that's
They're just working right now?
I wish we could transition now. Damn.
And we'll get there. Let's keep going with some news. Let's just plow through this and we can just bullshit. So I threw this in the Discord. I want to get your take on this. Daniel Radcliffe, a.k.a. Harry Potter,
Yeah.
is in talks supposedly to play Mark Spector in Moon Knight. Mm-hmm. So Daryl in our Discord, who our friend at Watch It Like, check out their podcast for sure. He seemed upset that they didn't cast a man of Middle Eastern descent to play Mark Spector. I don't necessarily agree with that, not because it wouldn't make sense, but because originally Mark Spector is a Jewish guy from Chicago.
Okay.
So
Spectre gained his superhuman powers as a result of a visitation of the Egyptian moon god Khonshu.
yeah.
So why would he be Middle Eastern if his original origins he wasn't Middle Eastern if he was just a white dude from Chicago?
I don't know. I'm just trying to throw Daryl under the bus.
Was there an alternate version of Moon Knight where
There could have been.
revamped him as somebody else?
I'm not really super in tune with this. I've
Yeah.
read some of the more recent stories. Oh shit, Man, I'm trying to remember who wrote the most recent story.
I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Who wrote Ascender?
Ascender?
Yeah, or Descender, both. Same guy.
Dustin Wynn and
totally
Dustin
blanking.
Wynn did the art.
Doug Monich, Alan.
Jeff Lemire.
Jeff
There you
Lemire.
go.
I'm pretty sure Jeff Lemire did a run on Moon Knight that I read.
Okay.
So yeah, he gets his
Yep.
strength, endurance, and reflexes are enhanced
From an
depending
Egyptian
upon
god.
the phases of the moon. So that's a pretty interesting kind of hero origins, or his kind of folly plus his like strengths.
Well, he's a huge crazy person. That's the thing, is that he's completely schizophrenic and manic.
And so Daniel Radcliffe, aka Harry Potter.
People shit on Harry Potter because they haven't seen him do anything other than Harry Potter.
It's like
I'm just-
Pattinson with Twilight.
No, I do that. I just do that just so
Yeah.
people know the name to
Sure.
face.
I think he's actually a good actor. I've seen him in
That's
some things, some very weird. He takes on a lot of really weird projects.
That movie where he's like stuck on an island or whatever,
Swiss
right?
Army Man, where he's
just
literally
imagining shit.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
turns into
So
a
he's-
jet ski by just farting constantly.
So he's played a crazy person before then, and you liked him as a crazy person.
I liked him in Horns, where he kind of was portrayed as a crazy person. He was more demonized than anything. Probably not crazy, but Horns was decent. I'm trying to think of what else I've seen him in where he was crazy.
He wasn't
Nothing
crazy, but he played a serious role in that. That it was like a horror thriller type movie. It was set in the 50s, maybe, and it was like about a haunted house. Do you remember that movie?
I
Kill
do.
You Darlings. Guns Akimbo.
No,
Now You
Boy,
See
we're
Me
really
Too.
good for a movie podcast.
The
Huh?
Woman in Black.
The Woman in Black. There you go.
Imperium.
He's fine. I don't know much about this character. I don't know much about the origins, and I just reading the source
Trainwreck.
material for the characters that I love in comic book films. I like them to look the part for most say, but I don't know. He
The
can,
Jewish dude from Chicago. I think Harry Potter could
he
pass.
could pull that off, definitely.
Fuck you, Daryl. Just kidding. I love you. Okay, let's move on to Cats only grossing $6.5 million opening weekend.
Cats.
This was basically a reason for me to bring up the fact that we need to make a bet.
And did you see that they re-released the movie and like put edits in while it was in theaters?
I did.
Is that the first time that's ever happened?
I can't. No, there's no way that's the only time it's ever happened.
And they tried making it like an event. They're like, go see the new
Go see it again.
version of Cats for the
when in
special-
reality, they just forgot to like Photoshop out somebody's watch
It
and
looks
human
so-
hand.
It looks so bad.
That's
Here's
why
the
we need to make a
finished
bet.
version. Whoopsie. Well, didn't you have a bet with Smithers?
Don't try to bring up a bet from a year ago and make me go see Cats. No, we'll do a new bet.
I kind of want to make you pay this bet off, Mark.
What bet?
I know we made a bet.
Okay,
First of all,
yeah.
you owe me money.
I owe you.
You owe me money because the Bears didn't go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, I owe you like $3. I think it was.
It was 20, but sure. And I'm sure that you've lost another bet that you welched out on. You
No, I
Fucking
lost
Welcher.
the last bet I lost. I went and saw what Men Want. I think it was
I
called.
thought you were going to say Hurricane Heist.
Technically
Maybe
didn't
that was
wa-
like 2 ago.
I technically didn't see the whole movie, but I walked into the theater for about 5 minutes and watched it.
That's definitely the same.
And the
as
bet
paying
was
off a bet.
go watch What Men Want.
Oh my God.
I technically did.
Well, we need a new bet that you're going to lose. That
I
you need to make you go
argue
watch
that.
Cats. So
Cats.
this
Dude, you're gonna go see Cats. All right, we need to do. Brick
do a
just
bunch
needs
of
to go see a movie.
I need to see a movie.
I wanted to bring this up.
Cats.
Yeah, because it's Cats, and
Because it's cats.
you'll take LSD or something and go watch it.
So Box Office Mojo, which is where I go for all of my box office result numbers, says it now ranks in the top 20 among worst openings all time for a film playing at over 3,000 locations. So that is a very, very wide release.
Yeah.
And it tanked. And I find that hilarious.
It didn't. So when was Cats like popular?
80s.
The 80s?
I mean, it still
Late
runs on
80s, I
Broadway,
think.
doesn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
I know shit about Broadway, so I'm not going to pretend that I know.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm just so happy that Taylor Swift, her first movie, just was a fucking botch. She
yeah,
just
where
needs-
are all the Taylor Swift fans in this?
I don't get why every freaking performer, music artist, whatever, thinks they can just switch lanes and become an actor. Like they're
because they can make more money.
yeah, but deep down, like she thinks like she belongs on a like in movies. When
It was a musical.
Yeah, you're really singling her out, by the way.
I don't like Taylor
Jason
Swift at all.
Derulo did the same thing in
He
this.
got de-dicked.
And yeah, they had to
They
Photoshop out his
de-dicked
bulge.
Derulo.
They
They
de-dicked
de-dicked Derulo.
oh yeah, they did.
Hi, you awake now?
They're like,
What
you're
if it just had a little
schlong.
furry dick?
Little furry dick, Derulo. I'm gonna dick you.
Okay.
They
Thank you for
de-dicked
stopping that
Derulo.
right now.
Yeah, sorry. Dick Derulo.
I was going to say that this was important, but it's not. I'll just read the headline and we'll move on. Recent Twitter thread, David Ayer was talking about James Gunn's Suicide Squad, called it a reinvention to the 2016 movie instead of a sequel.
Isn't that old?
I don't know whoever
Seems
thought
that
it was
way.
going to be a sequel. They made it pretty clear that they were just going to redo everything.
Yeah, yeah. James
This movie
James
sucked.
Gunn.
We don't wanna do it
we're
anymore.
scrapping the first one. It was trash.
They added the to Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So it's different. It's
the opposite of Facebook, right?
It's not Suicide Squad 2. It's the Suicide Squad now. So yeah.
But he said he was going to draw some of the same characters and themes.
like
It's hard to
have the
have
same
different-
actors in it.
No chance any of the same. Wait, isn't
Margot Robbie's
isn't
in it.
Jack Flag
Rick Flag.
Rick Flag. Sorry, Jack Flag's the Marvel version. Isn't
Your guy-
Homeboy the
Guy
I think he is keeping the
Oh
part.
my God! It was where he
So
changes
is
bodies.
Boomerang. I'm pretty sure Boomerang.
RoboCop?
Altered carbon.
yeah, him too. He was also RoboCop.
Joel McKinnon.
Joel.
It's not Joel McHale because that's the guy from
Joel Kensington. I just had mayonnaise earlier, and I had that Mr. Kensington or whatever.
What the
it's
fuck
called.
are you talking about?
You have the Kensington mayonnaise in your fridge. You know what I'm talking about.
I have no clue what you're
It's
talking
good. It's made like with avocado fats.
You know what's infuriating to me?
What?
Is I go to do something on this laptop and I grab this mouse and I'm like, what the fuck? Why isn't this working? It's very, very frustrating.
Are you just looking?
I'm looking for this guy's name and it's driving me nuts.
Isn't it
Joel Kinnaman?
Kinnaman?
Kinnaman.
Kinnaman.
He is.
What was the
Rick Flag.
mayonnaise?
Kensington.
Kensington.
Sir Kensington.
Kinnaman. Kensington.
Close.
That's not bad. That's better than what I had. What did I have? I had the first name, but
Yeah, whatever. Anyways,
Joel McKinnon.
Best.
that's
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge skank, terrible, but thank you.
Hold on. Azrael wants to know about our D&D game tomorrow.
boy, this is gonna be a clusterfuck.
Yeah, we're gonna try to figure that out, Azrael. We have a table right there, so after we're done streaming here, we're gonna set up the table and get the cameras all focused and ready. But the game tomorrow will hopefully start around like 1 or 2 o'clock. But yeah, we'll be streaming this one-shot session for D&D. We have Joe coming back, who was on a couple episodes ago. He's gonna be the dungeon master, and we're gonna be going through this one-shot session for about 4 hours or so, probably.
Thank God we have an actual professional that knows what they're doing that
Yeah.
can actually tell us what we need to be doing because
Yeah, he texted me earlier. He's like, I actually need to text him back. He was like, did you think of your player you want to use? I'm just like, yeah, I was going to procrastinate and think of that like
so
last
everybody
minute.
else is coming
gonna
though because
need to do
your guys are going to fill out the game. They have characters.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Okay. So we'll do that later tonight.
Yeah, we need to
it
figure out our
and let
characters.
everybody else know
I'm
what our
going to be
characters
the porn star troll.
are. Okay.
Tripod.
Tripod.
Yeah.
Slang and wang.
Troll pod.
Exactly. That's
Big
the only
troll
plan that I
nuts.
really have.
Hopefully you don't get de-dicked like some people, you know.
Mark?
Derulo.
Brick, who is your best man alive?
It's got to be Joe Burrow because at halftime of this game, he had 7 freaking touchdowns against Oklahoma. It's just insane. That's out of this world. He also got a rushing touchdown recently. So he's going into the fourth quarter right now with 8 touchdowns against Oklahoma, and they're just blowing them out. I got him for the national championship. They got to steamroll whoever.
What's the record for touchdowns in a college game by one player? Like responsible for?
That's actually a good question.
It's
You got the
probably-
computer. We might be able to look this one up.
It's probably either like Johnny Manziel or
Mahomes had 7.
I was gonna say Patrick Mahomes, but
Did he have like 9 in that one game? No, they combined for like 1 billion touchdowns in the game where Mahomes played Manziel. Was that Manziel or was it Baker Mayfield?
yeah, that makes more sense because that was more recent.
Yeah, so it was probably Baker and Mahomes in that super duel. Texas A&M against where did wait?
Kalen Ballage once scored 8 touchdowns. in a
Kalen
single game.
Ballage?
Yeah.
So Burrow tied it.
Wow.
He's got 8.
I would think that a
He's
quarterback.
also has a
though-
touch. He's a whole quarter left.
Yeah, he's gonna get like 10.
I hope, which is wild.
insane.
Right after winning the Heisman, too, just to ball out after that is power moves.
Between
Power
him
moves only.
and Coach O, I'm
Love it.
fully in on
Hold that
on
tiger. I can't even do it.
Hold
It's
that
so-
tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah. Mark, who's your best man alive?
His name is Ben Workman. He's a Utah man that decided to implant basically a car opener for his Tesla in his hand. So now he can just wave in front of it and it will open. Is that sick or no?
He uses the force to open the
Pretty
window
much,
to
yeah.
open his car.
It's dedication
That's
to the
pretty
Tesla
raw.
right there.
It's a
What
little.
if he
it's
wrecks his car and he has to get a new one?
yeah, but he can't open the car because the function broke.
The battery goes dead in the thing in your hand?
Oh,
Seems really stupid.
trapped in the car would be
Maybe he didn't think about this. Had it. Also, what doctor would agree to do this?
I don't know. He's technically AI right now.
He's technically
A
guy
cyborg.
with
Yeah, I was going to say
He's a cyborg.
I almost said robot, but cyborg because
Yes.
he's combination.
Don't go near
Speaking
Terry
of Joel
Crews.
Kinnaman.
Just a personal warning, I guess.
Wow. Yeah, don't wreck that car, otherwise you're fucked.
What if like his hand got chopped off, like he had it out the window, and he didn't realize a tree was really
Hereditary
close to
style?
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I don't think opening the car would be like the least of his problems. I
Probably
feel like
not
he'd
gonna
be like,
happen.
yeah, use the other phone. Somebody, my hand just exploded. I'm gonna die. Somebody help me out.
But then somebody could find his severed hand
Yeah.
and get into his car.
exactly.
We riding, dog. Turn into a middle finger as you drive away.
Next time we find a severed hand, we got to check it for buttons.
We do.
Yeah. I have a best woman alive who made a very large mistake. So this reporter for a Spanish, as in Spain, news channel thought that she won a very large lottery, 2.24 billion euros. Her name is Natalia Escudero. And I would play the clip, but it's all in Spanish, and my Spanish is dog shit.
Yeah.
Basically, what she's saying is repeatedly, I'm not coming into work tomorrow. I'm not coming into work tomorrow.
This was live television.
It was. Turns out she thought she'd won the 2.24 billion. What she'd actually won was about 5,000 euros, which is still a nice amount. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong.
Yeah.
Not
Can't-
enough to quit your job.
You can't quit your day.
It's
job.
about $5,400.
So what happened? Did she just hear the wrong number?
I guess that's no, because she did actually win. She just didn't win the grand prize. She won a very small sliver of money.
she probably heard the right numbers. Just the thought it was for a different.
It
Payout.
seems like they're all gathering in like a town square.
Yeah.
Where they announce the winner of the lottery.
Just like
Can you imagine
in
can
the
you-
town
okay,
square? Some guys just pulling out the balls. Everyone's cheering. Oh, 5, yeah.
You know what would be awful is if somebody gave you a gift like one of those fake scratch offs that is always a winner.
And play that.
You take it to work
How
and you're
pissed
like
would you be?
bored on your lunch break.
Yeah.
You walk into your boss's office, you're like, fuck you, I'm done with this. I just won $250,000. I always fucking hated you. Take a shit on his floor and just like you're done.
That would be a really shady move. But we do that a lot with grab bags with like the family on Christmas. They'll just throw, if it's like a
prank.
$15 grab bag, it will be like a $10 gift card and a couple lotto tickets. I always
So
scratch
you
them
could-
off right there.
But you could put in like one of those fake.
Yeah. That would be a huge dick move though.
Seems like something you would do to your sister.
Especially if you like let it go on for a day or two. and then you get all your
If
family
you don't
members.
hear anything from your sister, you're like,
Yeah.
either she quit her job and sold her house and moved to an island, or she's about to go to work with this.
She bought the new Tesla truck.
The Cybertruck.
It's like, how are you going to pay that off?
I wouldn't be mad about that. That's funny.
You guys remember?
You okay, man?
Yeah,
Making
no.
me nervous.
There's the episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where they do the thing on the lottery on the TV to Jeffrey, the butler, and then he freaks out and
He tells
talks
Uncle Phil
shit to like
basically,
Uncle Phil, and and then they lose, and then they tell him he got bounced.
What was the big moral of the story at the end? It was definitely something with Will Smith and the dad.
I remember that scene, but I don't remember the full episode.
Yeah, I don't remember the full episode either.
There's always
they
that
get
like
him back.
ending scene with
well,
Will Smith and the dad having a conversation. It's like, okay, that was the moral of the story.
Well, the moral of the story: he's more than a butler.
Oh, okay, there you go.
a family member.
He's
more
a
than
family
butler.
member.
Yeah,
because Jeffrey's
He's a
the
part of
man.
the
everyone.
family.
The smart aleck like butler was prime role for him. He's the man.
But he kept everybody in check.
He did.
Like he didn't take their shit necessarily, even though he was preparing all their food and stuff and cleaning up after him. He was like, he
They
would
respected-
be there with a snide remark.
Oh, and they all knew. They just gave him the look, but they kept him around because he's the man.
Okay,
I got my brother a hilarious most ridiculous. It's like a pullover sweatshirt. It's not quite a nudie, I guess, but it's
A nutty,
a nun hoodie.
just a sweatshirt.
Yeah, but it's a
I've never heard that term.
you learn something
It's
every
just
day.
a sweatshirt.
Where's the
It
where's
just
the
doesn't have a
spelling
hood,
bee?
so it's a sweatshirt.
The chumpcabulary.
A nutty.
A non-hoodie.
I mean, usually my words are
sweatshirt.
actual words, but
nope. Yeah, we're making our own little vocabulary here.
a whiz.
do you mean like a hoodless sweatshirt?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. A nutty.
Sweatshirt.
A nutty.
Yeah. Okay.
Duh.
Anyways, you were telling a story.
I was telling a story about the bitchin' ass Will. So it's a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It has just a giant head of Will Smith with like a couple of cabs out there, and then Carlton doing like a dance. But it's like ridiculous. All these colors are clashing everywhere. It's the most ridiculous sweatshirt ever.
It sounds like a literal, like if you as a person were a sweatshirt without a hood. It sounds like you.
But add Will Smith.
Everything out of nowhere for no reason.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got
No.
it. Okay.
Pure chaos.
Cool.
Controlled chaos.
What about you is controlled? While Mark is not here, let's talk a little bit about The Witcher, because I am fully obsessed with the lore
So good.
of The Witcher. Before we get into this, had you before played any of the games?
I owned it. I played like the first couple of chapters. It didn't hook me in as much. There was so much. It was a little overwhelming, and there were
Okay.
other games to be played.
For Witcher?
Yeah. Well, I have game share, so my guy Connor came and he bought the game. So I was one of those. It was a free game, so I didn't feel obligated to play it. But like I
Okay.
played a little bit, liked it, thought this was really cool, and then I just like saw him playing the combat, and I was like, "Damn, you're way better at this than I am." And I was
So you
like,
just didn't put the effort into
I
it?
didn't put the effort into it, but
Okay.
now I almost want to go back and play it because this Netflix series was awesome.
It
I
was
have Wild Hunt on
unbelievable.
PC.
Do you
That's
really?
actually one of the only games I have on PC. Yeah.
It's like $12 on Steam.
Yeah. It's a good deal.
It released in 2015. There were two games that came before it in 2011 and 2009.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play Wild Hunt first. I've been kind of reading because I was honestly, I couldn't stop thinking about this TV series. I know that it wasn't mind blowing. It's not better than Game of Thrones, this series as a whole, but I just really enjoyed the lore.
It's a darker version of, I feel like, Lord of the Rings, as in more. It's like if you were to put like a shader on it from like Lord of the Rings to Game of Thrones, it's like just in the middle of there, you know?
Fair.
Because it adds them titties. You got the wizard titties making palaces of bitches and
There's
shit.
still some incest.
Is there? Who's the? Oh, no, I won't get into it. Oh, of course.
It's like episode 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it frustrating that, from what I've heard, a lot of the reviews, the problem is all the lore, they don't really give you insight as to like what's going on. Like they just expect you to understand like who these people are.
This is
and we kind of got into the same thing with Star
prequel.
Wars, where it's like there's things going on in the movie, but we're not reading the books, we're not playing the games, we're not doing that thing. So for them to expect us to know everything that's going on in the show, that's what I heard was the one downfall to it.
The only thing that I will say is that you have to pay very close attention. This is not a show that you can watch and be on your phone or.
Right.
Yeah, I have the subtitles on too.
I do too.
That's helpful.
Yeah. I kind of do that always now though. So, but I didn't really feel as though I was ever necessarily lost after I got out of the first episode, because what you start to realize, and this is not a spoiler, actually, it's probably better if you know this going into it.
I agree.
You're looking at several different timelines.
Yes.
And they drop little clues at first. They mention the fall of Sintra, and then they go back and show you Sintra.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it should have been a clue, but I didn't know it well enough at the time. This was my first exposure to The Witcher ever.
This gives you more or less rewatch value as well.
I am rewatching it.
I'm probably going to rewatch the first episode because I'm on episode 2 right now, and I'm still a little confused. Can you explain to me, like, I don't know if this was supposed to be very obvious, but why is this like what's going on with the war? Is that just the townspeople revolting and like?
I would argue that the first episode is the most confusing.
Okay.
And then everything else after that kind of starts to come together. So they
They try to
obviously I don't know
establish
this.
Geralt as in he's a Witcher. The
Here's what he can
townsfolk don't like him. He's a different species. He is a work for trade. Like he kills people for money exclusively. He has no emotions, and people treat him that way. And he doesn't want to get into any scuffles or anything that's going to cause any rift between the society and him, because he's like that beast, or he's the beast slayer that no one really. He's not really a human, so they don't give him the rights of a human, but he's not also like a creature or a beast. He helps them in certain ways.
Yeah.
So some people respect him for power. Some people hate him for being a freak or whatever.
Or
And that's what
scared
they
of
try
him.
and establish in that first episode before
Yeah.
they get into the actual story behind it. And I know from people that I know when I talked to Connor, because he played the game, he was all into it. He wanted more
Lore.
diving into some of the creatures that he killed, more into some of like those avenues. Like they open up the scene in the first episode, Kim killing a mega spider out of nowhere, which was sweet, and it brings you in,
Yeah.
and it's awesome. And then I feel like there is a lot of dead period because it's explaining the lore and stuff like that.
I would
But
argue,
that
though, that-
end scene where he is in the town and they have that one shot of him like just going through a bunch of different just people, and how the combat there was just like, oh, I'm immediately hooked, and now I want to see as much as possible. So it's just one of those.
He obviously loves this story, being Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah.
He was talking about in interviews how he played the games like a couple times through, and he read the books and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He was a perfect choice for Geralt of Rivia. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher everything on this, and people are gonna fucking skewer me. But that scene that you're talking about, the battle scene at the end, oh my god, like ridiculous, over the top, and they're showing his face pretty much the entire time. Like you can see that he trained to go do this. Obviously, Mark, he's jacked as fuck.
He's got the physique for it. He's Superman.
I was
huge.
thinking, looking ahead to C2E2, like I'm sure that I won't do this, but it would be a great idea if you went as like wore a gray wig and built a bathtub around yourself and just like put your arms over the side and carried a bathtub
That'd
around
be
the
kinda
entire
funny.
time. That'd be hilarious.
That would be great. Did you see? I retweeted it, but John Ralphio, aka what's his actual name?
Shit, I'm drunk.
Schwartz, right?
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz. He retweeted something. It's like, why do I keep seeing this picture around? And it was him as the Bard and Ron Swanson as the Witcher. And I was like, oh my god, that would be the greatest like alternate universe version of those people. It'd be so good.
Oh, by the way, 100% you are Haskier, aka Dandelion, the bard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you, the annoying guy who's just like singing for no reason.
Someone's got to tell the tales, man.
Every time I saw it, I was like, that's
Someone's
fucking
gotta
Brick
tell
to
the
a T.
tales.
Amazing.
So, Mark, you're not dying to watch the rest of this, though? It didn't draw you in immediately?
No, there's just other stuff going on. I haven't had that much time to do it.
This
Like the
series-
2 hour and 20-minute Uncut Gems that we'll talk about soon. I just thought that movie was way too long.
Okay.
It was 2:15.
Fuck off.
The Witcher made me want to play D&D really badly.
I see a lot of the connection there.
I'll watch like
When
4
you-
episodes tonight.
What episode are you on?
I told you, I just finished 1. I'm on 2.
You're on episode 1?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's why I'm confused. I'm like, wait, why is there a war going on?
You'll get there.
Was
And
it people rebelling? Was it a rebellion, or was it just like two cities?
It is
clashing?
another city that's recruiting people, telling them that they can have a better life.
Ah, okay.
That
That
you will
helps.
you will start to understand more of that later on.
Got it. Okay.
But for me, and I guess we can talk a little bit about the Rotten Tomatoes score. 58% from critics, 93% from fans.
What did critics not like about it?
Daryl, actually, who I was making fun of earlier, I love you, Daryl, was in the chat talking about, I think it was Entertainment Weekly, that watched the first
Hey, thanks for the
episode,
bits.
skipped to episode 5, and then wrote a review. So I feel like, yeah, that's pretty fucking stupid, and that's also irresponsible of you to write a review of something, having not actually seen it.
Oh my God, that guy is a full jabroni.
It seems
for
really
the
dumb.
excuse that life is too long for a Netflix drama series to go into the first 4 episodes of this was the dumbest. Don't even
Then
review
don't
it.
review it.
Be
It's
over
just
it.
because it's a science fiction, like nerdy novel and has all these games out. And you know for a fact the fart sniffers in Hollywood and critics that are reviewing this don't want to watch anything like this. And so they're fucking skipping ahead 4 episodes and giving it a shitty review.
I loved it. So fuck everybody else. I don't care.
I bought the book and I'm listening to it now. It's just insane.
Yeah, it's great. And the books were written in the 80s. When was Game of Thrones written?
I think it's been a long time. So I think they started in the 80s though.
Okay,
It
so
I might
probably
not, I'm 100% not true. I'm
I'm curious which one came first, because people are undoubtedly going to be saying like, "Oh, it's copying Game of Thrones," when it's probably not. This is written by a Polish guy who I'm sure hadn't read it. Like he's just started submitting it to magazines.
But that's another little, shader in our Game of Thrones to Lord of the Rings is they don't hide the monsters like they did for the White Walkers for 8 seasons. They're like, yo, here's giant monsters and here's some shit you got to slay. Like there's
scene 1. Here's a giant spider.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're in that universe. You're not in a.
Agreed.
But it's not like taken over by super trolls by a whole nother race. There's monsters out there within these communities of humans that need to be taken care of. They're like, this griffin is coming around and taking up children, so we need the Witcher to come and kill this griffin.
Is that an episode?
No, that's like one of the first missions in the game.
Yeah. So this series was based on a set of short stories that was released actually after the first book was written.
It's the prequel to all of the Witcher stories.
So if you're really into this, watch the TV show, then start listening to the first book. You've already got a head start.
Because the first book pretty much takes off right at the end of the series.
What's the first book called?
Blood of Elves. Yeah, so I'm like, I think 4 hours in or something like that on the audiobook out of 10 hours.
I'm pretty much right about the same as you.
Yeah, I'm really into it. And Erica's like, shut up, I don't care about this anymore. Stop talking. Which makes sense.
Which also makes sense why we were almost sprung upon it that we were talking about it today, because I didn't know we were either. You're
Sorry.
Yeah,
I guess
nope,
I was
I'm
just
too
under the
into it. We're
impression.
talking about it now.
Yeah.
Peace.
My advice to you when you play Witcher Wild Hunt, don't go into the bars because you'll just get sucked in for hours like playing cards with a guy.
That sounds amazing.
You're just like, fuck.
They built the world. It's such a good
I was
world
playing
building
cards
game.
with a dude for like 2 hours and just trying to get my money back.
That sounds amazing.
And I walk out, it's fucking daylight.
Why didn't you
I'm
just
winning.
kill him? You're a Witcher.
Should've killed him.
I'm almost nervous for him to get into the VR because he won't want to come out.
That's true.
Because once he sees Super Hot, he's gonna be like, I might.
He's like, whatever, I really am John Wick.
Exactly. I'm curious how you feel about spending about half of the money that you could have got a VR for the Switch.
That was different because it was more of a
That's
gift
true.
for Erica.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe I'll sell my Xbox and whatever.
You've seen the light.
Before we get off of Witcher,
Yes.
I want to ask you about Henry Cavill and that, how you feel about him.
As the actor, I think, well, he's supposed to be emotionless and he's supposed to not really care. And I think he showed just enough for me to like it. And I thought the choreography for him doing the fights and stuff was great. And I actually really liked him as the Witcher. I thought he was fantastic.
Did you like his?
It's that, and I want a supercut of him saying only fuck and nothing else.
He is well-timed fucks.
I mean, there were at least
Dude,
6 of them.
That 4th episode, fuck. You know what I'm talking about. Fuck. Honestly, you remind me. Your temperament reminds me of The Witcher a lot.
So you're Javier, you're
Wow.
Haskier. I'm Gerald.
Yeah, and
He's Yennefer.
no, that's too much credit.
Yennefer before she gets the powers.
Yennefer-
He's Hunchback Yennefer.
Episode 2 Yennefer exclusively.
Wait, is
episode
Yennefer in the
2.
first episode?
episode
at the
2?
end?
Yes, I
Don't
think
they hook up?
No.
No.
That's a whore, literally.
You're the whore.
The second episode is where they introduce Yennefer, and they give her whole
So
backstory
yeah,
and
you're
everything.
definitely episode 2 Yennefer.
You're for sure Yennefer.
We should make one of those 10-hour YouTube videos of just
Fuck.
Henry Cavill fucks and
Yeah,
for
he
10
does. He
hours.
does good. He does. He's just that dude. That deep guttural voice.
He's got a great grumble.
You know what else I noticed that doesn't seem important but actually kind of is him when he walks. If he's walking with someone, you can hear his footsteps, but not anybody else's. They show that he's massive.
He is massive,
And
and
he, of course.
Yeah.
It does show. I agree.
Yeah.
He has a great temperament in the whole show.
I can't shut up about this, but I probably should. Let's do Uncut Gems.
All right.
So this is currently at 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, 55% from fans. So this
Really?
does that qualify as fart sniffy?
A little bit.
I will say that I don't quite understand
The hype.
The hype. Mm-hmm. It seems like it was oversold to me, and that's not to say that I didn't enjoy it, but everyone talking about it being an Oscar contender and everything, I don't necessarily understand that. So this is a movie starring Adam Sandler and a bunch of other people who I didn't recognize. It is directed by Josh and Benny Safdie. who, I don't know, that means nothing to me. I guess, Mark, you seem like you have some things to say about this.
Yeah, it's something with these A24 movies. What was the one I just watched with Pattinson?
Midsummer? Oh, no. Was it the Lighthouse?
Not Lighthouse.
I actually wanted to see that. I'm going to check that
I do
one
too.
out.
It was the one where he's like the bank robber with his brother.
Good Time.
Yes.
I thought that was really bad.
All the A24 movies, they seem like they have the same kind of like score happening in the background.
What the fuck was that? This
It's
was
like-
2012.
Yeah,
And they've got like an 80s synth score.
Yeah, exactly. I thought this movie overall was just too long. I could have done with half an hour less of this. And it was...
Okay.
What I liked about it was the pacing. It's if you have bad anxiety and you are prescribed Xanax, well, I would actually recommend taking a Xanax before you go see this, because this is just anxiety attack through the roof, just nonstop. He's just having fucking problems.
There's
at
a
all
lot
times.
of highs and lows that are somewhat relatable to a certain degree, where it's like if you feel that gambler's high, you feel that like
Yeah.
you bet and you hit these ridiculous things, and you know it's a true gambler because he's betting tip-offs.
And the thing
That's like, yo, you're doing 6-thing parlays. Like
Actual degenerate.
yeah, no, it's insane. Like how he was going about putting these bets in and gambling with everyone else's money, and the story itself was intriguing, and I thought there were a lot of surprise performances that I thought were better than I expected. As in Adam Sandler and Kevin Garnett, both were better than I thought. Also, who's the guy from Atlanta / the other movie?
Lakeith Stanfield.
Yes,
He's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's incredible. He's had such a wide range of characters that he's played through a bunch
He
of
was in
different
Knives
movies.
Out too. He was
He's
excellent
great.
in this movie.
He's fantastic. He's a great actor.
I'm really glad to see him getting a lot more roles.
And I think they did a great job casting all together, as in those goobers and like the guys who were
The Gabagool guys.
The Gabagool guys were perfectly
Gabagool.
cast too. They're
Yeah.
just. I thought they did a great job casting. I thought the story was intriguing. And
I liked
thought
Kevin Garnett a lot. I thought he was frightening as shit.
he
There
was.
was one or two times where he kind of stumbled, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like if you were an actor, I'd be like, that sucked, but you're an NBA player. I'm cool with it.
No, yeah, I didn't even notice those of what you're talking about, to be honest. So, I thought KG did a great job because you don't expect anything from him at all.
No, you don't.
You have to have zero expectations for KG.
And he's
to be
in the
anything.
movie a lot. He
He has
a lot
quite
of lines.
some roles.
Yeah, he
has
really
some
does.
pretty hefty interactions with Adam Sandler's character, and so it's like, I thought he did a great job.
And when you mentioned the highs and the lows, what I liked, but also was like, why the fuck is this happening right now? Is whenever he was on a high, whenever he made a good bet or whatever happened, he would instantly make a questionable decision on what to do with that high. Like he would take
Right.
that money and go rebet it somewhere or do that. And that's what I meant. Like there was never a moment where you're just like, all right, we're good. He's just anytime he was good, he immediately
Fucked it up.
went on to make a questionable decision where you didn't know what was going to happen, but you're like, all right, now I
And
have
it's-
anxiety again.
And it's hard to get that invested into a movie where you are feeling these gut wrenching kind of moments, and you're like, the palms are starting to sweat. Like, yo, KG, you better start making these fucking shots. And so the
Grab that
gambler,
board.
the rush was definitely there
Yeah.
in the movie, and it's hard to create that atmosphere. I feel, and it did. I thought it did it well.
I agree.
And also the relationships that he had with his kids too. What do you guys think of that relationship with Adam Sandler's kid and his daughter specifically?
I think it makes you realize that you can be a piece of shit degenerate gambler
And your
you
kids-
still like your kids.
Well, your
You
kids will
wanna be
still
there.
look up to too.
Well,
you know?
Yes and
Until
no.
they get to a
Especially
certain
his
age.
son. Well, his son did, and then
And his daughter did. Yeah, his daughter
Yeah,
hated
his
him. His
daughter wanted
interaction with
nothing
his
to do with
daughter,
him.
I thought, was pretty. He like wanted to talk with her, but she had the headphone in, talking to her other friend.
I thought it was weird that they waited so long into the movie to introduce her. Like at first, I just thought he had two sons, but not that really affects the
Right,
plot or anything.
right.
I think what bothered me, and I think it also added to the suspense of this movie or the anxiety, as you described it, Mark, is everybody's always just yelling over each other.
It was
And-
unreasonable people.
It is, but name another movie where that's constant. Like there are scenes where that will happen, but generally when you're making a movie, you don't want people doing that.
yeah, I think it's just the theme of the movie being emotional chaos.
Like I'm thinking
To
of
some aspect
Wall
where it's-
Street movies where when they really want to ramp up the tension, you're on the trading floor and everybody's screaming and everything.
Yeah.
That was this entire movie. So
It's the East Coast amplified by how high strung they are in the jewelry kind of sports gambling area, and it just how expensive everything was and what they were using and kind of the stakes that were at bay made sense, and it made sense why everyone was so high strung, but at the same time, like everyone's so unreasonable, and you feel that in the East. You can kind of sense that in the East Coast. I don't know.
well, when you
just kinda
start
have that
betting $50,000 of someone else's money,
on tipping on the tip offs,
they're generally going to be unreasonable.
exactly.
So-
So it's the whole premise of the movie is just high stakes.
What'd you think about Adam Sandler?
I liked Adam Sandler.
Boy, I got really sick of seeing his teeth.
Yeah.
They were bad. They were gross teeth.
Yeah, and he just wouldn't stop showing them.
Like there was actually some small comedy too in the movie. Like I
Oh,
felt
absolutely,
like
yeah.
when he's trying to like, it was like the gambler in me came out. I don't even gamble that much, but even like the cagey, like missing a shot and him like talking shit like while he's supposed to be like talking to his kid, putting him to bed,
Yeah.
and like. And the face that he makes to his wife when he's trying to like get back together with her at the like, and then she's just
Yeah,
like,
he's a slime ball.
and then
It's
she just
like-
laughs in his face like, I don't even want to touch you. You're gross. Like his wife was great in that whole interaction too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that and his side piece, I guess we could call her.
Yeah.
Their relationship was very much high school. I don't know, where they were just they loved each other, and then they're like, I never want to fucking see you again.
Yo, that scene specifically when in the club made me realize that I'm so happy that I would never go to a club like again. I could do that and not do it. I'd be so.
Mark, do you want to talk about going to a club last night?
Yeah, was just like that.
I
the
saw
weekend there?
The weekend wasn't there.
Did he pull you into a back room?
And speaking of funny moments in the movie and the weekend, the funniest moment for me was when he's chatting with his side piece in the beginning, and she pulls up a picture of the weekend because she's talking about going to the show or whatever, and Adam Sandler's just like, "He looks stupid." Just like,
Not wrong.
You remember when he came out though? Everyone thought he looked stupid as hell. You're just like, man, he looks really stupid.
I still kind of think that.
Yeah. But definitely had some good humor in the movie, I would say.
Yeah, I went to see this with Tanner, and he agreed that it was. He actually called it the most stress that he's ever had watching a movie.
Yeah.
And I asked because we were originally going to see 1917. 1917 does get a wide release for like 2 more weeks.
Yeah, that was also terrible. That there's only one theater that played.
not
it.
going
That
downtown to
sucks.
watch this fucking movie.
I almost did. I wanted to see it really badly.
He offered to go, and I was just like, dude, I don't want to fucking do that.
It's so far.
We got out, and I asked him like, which one do you think would be more stressful? 1917, which is an actual movie about World War One.
1917. Did you say the other
Well,
one?
he said no because I know how that ends.
Yeah, you're right.
So this obviously kind of throws you for a loop, keeps you on your toes. I don't think we need to spoil.
I don't
this.
know if we don't have to spoil this, but I don't know if he knows how that other movie is going to end. It's just I mean, he knows how the war obviously came, but that movie is all one shot, or it's like there's 3 shots total in that entire movie, and it's going to be the Saving Private Ryan version in World War One, in my opinion. So
I'm excited to see it. So
I'm
we'll do
thrilled
that
to
in
see
2
it.
weeks.
I can't wait.
I don't remember what's next week, but whatever. This movie it didn't live up to the hype, which is unfortunate because I really wanted, a serious Adam Sandler movie to completely just take me away, which is a stupid way to say it, but
I don't
you know what
know.
I mean? Like I wasn't fully
Yes
immersed
and-
in
yes
this.
and
me away,
no. I
Adam
wasn't
Sandler.
when I saw the cast, and I wasn't going to be like, I didn't put Oscar nomination to this, even though I heard like Oscar buzz, whatever, maybe heard some Oscar buzz, but I was like, Kevin Garnett is going to be an actor in this movie. Adam Sandler, I haven't seen like a good acting performance, specific like seriously acting. I don't know. He's done other like kind of comedies, kind of action movies.
Yeah.
This one's a serious role, So I just wasn't. I didn't have that high of expectations. Even I didn't honestly know the Rotten Tomato score was so high.
Usually when we have that, like it's the opposite disparity of a popcorn flick,
Yeah.
where it's like popcorn flick, fart sniffing.
I think because it's A24, that now a lot of critics will immediately start pushing to the side of it being like
don't know, you don't
Oscar
see
worthy.
that
Is that
many-
an earned
I don't know.
reputation?
Or
'Cause
it's
I don't think it is.
Or it's the synth that they always use that's like putting these critics in hypnosis or something. I have no idea.
It's so
But
weird though because they're
devious.
all produced and directed by different people.
Yeah.
But they all use the exact same fucking soundtrack.
It's weird.
Maybe they have the same sound guys.
Maybe they just reuse the same shit. I swear it was like this. It was literally the same soundtrack as that Pattinson movie.
Disney or all the A24 just has all one sound guy for all movies. He's just like, I love this 80s.
What was Upgrade? Was that A24 or was that like Orion Pictures
No,
or
I don't
something?
think that was A24.
That was what's the old one that we used to do?
Blumhouse?
Blumhouse. I think it was a Blumhouse flick.
Okay.
Yeah, that would actually make sense. I will say though, this is probably the only time we're going to see the inside of Adam Sandler's butthole.
Yeah. So you get that.
So there's that. Anything else we want to say about this before we rate it?
I think if you like Wetting the Beak, you'll enjoy this movie, especially if you like sports gambling. I know you like sports gambling. I will say that you will enjoy like the bros that listen to like a Barstool podcast or something like that.
Yes.
You'll enjoy seeing Kevin Garnett and having a predominant role in this film. And it just being revolved around fucking bets and taking risks and
I want to
high-strung
disagree
anxiety.
with you because you will be infuriated at the bets that this idiot makes.
I'm sure.
They're bad bets. They're crazy bets. All about stones. But like, he has the Danica Patrick stones or whatever.
He really does.
He really does.
Yeah. Gems or whatever you call them. Yeah.
Uncut gems.
My last question for you guys is: were you taken back by how it ended?
Not necessarily.
Did you expect that?
I thought it
'Cause
was.
I didn't. I didn't expect that ending.
No, I didn't. Either.
Without spoiling it, I will say it seemed like a really stupid move.
Yes, for the guy that made that movie.
Yes. And I'll
But-
leave it at that. It just seemed very obvious.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that it ended the way that it did because there were actual consequences. Is that fair?
Sure.
So
We rate it?
sure. I'm gonna say stream it.
Stream it.
If you like sports gambling, see it. But if you don't, stream it.
I don't agree with that. Like I love to gamble. Have you ever known anybody that gambled?
If you like
Not-
the rush of gambling and you like the highs and you want to see someone else deal with the highs and lows of super stressful gambling, then see it. If you don't,
have you known somebody not necessarily that gambles this amount, but to this degree?
no. Fife gambles a lot.
Ask your roommate.
Yeah, no, I bet you he does.
Not him.
No, I know. I bet you he knows people.
He does.
Yeah.
We have some mutual friends.
So you do too. So that
All right.
makes sense.
So it's a stream it from you.
Cool. Word. Yeah, fine.
All right. Well, I'm kind of surprised. I really thought this. Like you literally asked me for my top 9 movies because you thought that you were going to save
This
a
was
spot
gonna
for
be in
Uncut
the-
Gems.
Yeah.
So
Well, there was a lot of hype with this movie.
There was a lot of hype.
no doubt, no doubt. I'm not saying you're wrong. I
The
don't
top
know.
9 will come eventually, I guess, maybe.
Can we talk about? Did you guys get any trailers that you kind of caught your eye before the show?
The Jesus Freak one.
Did you get the Coach Carter Ben Affleck trailer?
Yeah, I've seen that.
You saw that? I've never seen that.
Talk about
What?
a fart sniffing movie.
Yeah.
Basically, Ben Affleck is an alcoholic where he is, I guess, I don't know, saved by being a coach of a local basketball team.
It's Coach Carter, but for white guys.
It looks awful.
Sick. Can't
I would
wait.
honestly, I think I might rather watch Cats just out of morbid curiosity than go see this movie.
It's going to be very Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you remember the argument that we had on Manchester by the
Yeah.
Sea?
I thought it was a decent movie.
I think I was at the end of that podcast. I was yelling at you.
I know you were so pissed.
Hilarious.
I think
It's
I
a
was.
very fart sniffy movie, but I wasn't that upset with
and
how the
fuck
story played
Casey
out.
Affleck. He's a piece of shit.
I think you just don't like his
Yeah,
face.
yeah, big grudge. Anyway,
Sorry,
let's
Never mind.
let's wrap this up and get into some super hot. Yeah.
Recommendations. Brick, go ahead. Super Hot VR. Totally. What's up? Peace.
Couldn't have said it better
Okay.
myself.
Mark?
Come watch us play D&D tomorrow. It's going to start around 1 or 2 o'clock or whenever I decide to get here.
You
so
have-
probably
yeah,
5.
I swear to
Literally,
God, if you're late, I'm
don't
going to put
even-
Remy in your chair, teach him how to throw dice, and fucking kick you out. I will lock my doors.
What if I come dressed up as like a goblet troll?
Then you'll be
Goblin,
doing it in my
goblin.
fucking front yard because I'm not going to let you in.
All right.
You piece of shit.
Whatever. Come watch us. It's going to be fun. Fun time. Just watch us not know what the hell we're doing and making dumb
Most of us will
decisions.
know what we're doing.
Great.
So
I guess I can't really
Brick,
recommend.
Brick, the expert D&D guy here.
He is honestly of this
played-
group. He is the expert D&D guy
yep, I played.
because he's the only one that's played more than
Can't
zero
wait.
times.
I can't wait for you to ask Joe a question and he's like, are you serious? You asked me that? That's just a stupid
No
question.
way. Joe's way too nice.
Also, yeah, that's the full opposite of what D&D is.
I've been
if I
talking to
can
Joe.
ask to do something, he'll be like this. Well, let the fate decide. that's what the D&D gods allow.
The gods of D&D, Mark. Obviously.
The DM.
How long would a game of D&D go for if Brick was the dungeon master?
I don't think he
have
really
no idea.
decides that. I think it depends on your team. If it was a team of bricks, it would go forever. Because you'd be like, what's that shiny thing in the corner? Roll, I don't know. I want to ask it a question.
Yep.
Let me hit this pipe.
You guys would.
There would be a lot of hitting the pipe.
I tried DMing once,
3 hours.
and I started all the characters in a fight pit where they got to fight each other, and then they jumped out of it and fucking fought the gods. It was pretty sick.
Was there any draft scenarios you put in there?
No, not yet. Didn't get there.
Draft your favorite bard.
Yeah.
Great. I don't know if this really counts as a recommendation, but I'm pretty into the Switch. I bought Mario Party for Erica. Thank you for loaning us a couple games. I think that
Yeah, you got Odyssey. and
Odyssey's the one that I really want to play.
You know what? Starkey has my Zelda, so he's
Not a
here.
big deal.
He's
You know
here,
I have
so
a Switch and I have a shit ton of games too, right?
I was almost going to ask you, like, if you just want to sell your Switch because you never talk about it. I just figured you didn't want to play it.
I like playing it on like when I'm at the airport and stuff, but I just don't have the time. Really, it's like I'll play it at a party with people that want to play Mario Kart or something on the TV. But
Then I'm gonna steal all
what
of
it's
your
for.
games.
I would probably use it for Jackbox. Jackbox just came out with a new
Jackbox
game.
is fun. Yeah.
Jackbox is good.
We played the new one the other day. It was
Does
pretty
it?
fun.
They have like the drawing game, or is it just
They have a bunch of different Jackboxes.
You do it on your phone
there.
and stuff.
okay?
Yeah, all the Jackboxes are on the phone.
Cool. Okay. I'm kind of loving it so far. Obviously, I have a lot of other gear that I need to buy for it because, man, they really fuck you on that. Like
They really do.
They give you the 2 Joy-Cons and that's it, and basically you're on your own.
Yeah. Also,
But-
I do have Smash Bros 2 for you. So
yeah, but even for that, you bought the old school controllers, the GameCube controllers.
Yeah.
Similar to that, but I think I'm gonna play Witcher on that just so I can literally lay in bed and.
And you don't need the graphics for it. Like, it's an older game, so the Switch can handle those graphics, no problem.
I'm really
Shouldn't be a
struggling
problem.
between that and PS4 because I can do remote play on my laptop, so I could just lay in bed
Right.
and do that. And it's like $12 for PS4 copy because it just came out on Switch. So
Right. You might.
and it's like 60 on Switch. So
Plus, yeah,
we'll
then,
see.
then Erica can play the Switch while you actually play The Witcher.
You just solved it for me.
Exactly.
This is literally how I'm saving my marriage: is we don't have to talk to each other when we're laying in bed, getting ready to go to sleep.
Let's go on separate adventures.
She plays on Switch. I play on my computer.
That
Good to
Mario
go.
Odyssey game is 2 players, by the way.
Is it?
So one person is Mario and the other person's the hat, and you have to like. The other
Oh, that
person's-
sounds horrible.
The other person's
that sounds
the-
like a fight waiting to happen.
You
which
gotta be the
also
hat.
is Mario Party. So
Yeah, you have to be the hat. You can't be the.
literally, like the worst things I've ever said to my wife have occurred while we're playing one of the Mario Party games.
What have you said to her?
I'm not going to make you dinner and rub your feet tonight.
What a mean guy.
I treat her pretty well. You can ask her. I promise.
There we
But,
go.
So one last time we'll plug our D&D stream. Actually, by the time this comes out, it'll already have happened. If you're in the stream, stop by for our D&D stream tomorrow.
Well, this will be
Let's go.
posted, so
Yeah,
somebody.
The Twitch
watches
will,
this.
but
Yeah.
if you're listening to the podcast, it's already happened.
Yeah, it's
but you can
not
go back and watch it on our Twitch channel because it will be saved there.
Hey,
you go.
Azrael, also thank you for the 100 biddies. We appreciate that.
Sick.
Huge. Every donation is the best.
As always, you can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can also call or text us at 847-920-6107. And until next time,
Jumps out, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, we might actually stream some more that VR. Yeah,
we can try.
we can try it. We might fuck it up.